Vlogmas felt like such a good idea until I realised that would mean vlogging in the absolute freezing cold. We're in Nottingham. Andy wants to come and ride the trams. A rainbow? I don't see a rainbow. Oh, there is a rainbow over there. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera. But Andy wants to come and ride the trams. We figured this was going to be the last good opportunity before Christmas. It's Saturday. It's only going to get busier on Saturdays between now and Christmas, so we've come to ride the trams, but fingers crossed as well. Also check out what's going on in Nottingham for Christmas lights and trees and just fun Christmassy things. There's a wheel there as well apparently, so we're going to go and check out what's going on there. Before that though, I've actually got a couple of clips from last night to drop in. We headed back over to Northampton to the Riverside Hub for their Christmas party. It was a special SEN session Christmas party at the play place over there, so I'll just throw those clips in now, and when you're done watching them, we should be ready to get on the tram. I don't know, after all the shenanigans of our last couple of trips and not being able to use Apple Pay and having to faff around with that, I actually remembered to bring my wallet. I brought my wallet out with me for the first time in about 2 years. And they've updated the machines and they now take Apple Pay, so it's good. Yeah, they've acted on my feedback. Excellent. Feels like we're also racing against the rain as part of this trip. Just as we were walking to the previous stop, it just started to rain. We jumped on the tram. Literally as we were getting our ticket, the tram pulled up and we jumped on it because they're 10 minutes apart and we didn't want to stand in the cold and the rain. We've come like 7 or 8 stops up the line and it's not raining here. But the sky doesn't look good that way. We've got a 7-minute wait here now while Andy films some stuff, and then we'll head on a bit further along for the level crossing. I just hope we're going to continue to move faster than the rain, because then when we head back the other way, we do it all in one go to head to the centre of the city to look at the Christmas stuff. And if it's a perfect day, we then go past the rain while we do that long trip back and we avoid it completely. That's the plan, because we don't have raincoats, we don't have hoods with us. It's going to be a problem if it pours with rain.
Done for it. Yep. I will unboard cell and then we'll kiss for Andy and then back to forest home. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
The temperature's dropped, the light level has dropped. We haven't yet had rain and the tram is there. I think we've avoided it at this stop. But we're going to be off it for longer at the next one. So, I don't know. And we're also not going as far. I think there might be moisture in our future. We lost the race. We're at the level crossing. The end of the line for us. We're still waiting and it's just started to rain. It caught up with us. This is not ideal. It's raining.
No.
Don't tell him that.
I think he'd figure it out. So cold. Oh, and this is the broken camera. The lens isn't fully opening. I hope that's working properly. I knew there's a reason I retired this camera if I couldn't find the charger for the Sony one. We're back on a Canon PowerShot today for wet weather conditions when I put the big camera away. And now I remember why I stopped using it. It goes back in the graveyard of broken cameras when we're done with this trip. made it into town. It's very cold and very wet. And Andy's not really up for this. I don't know how long we're going to be here for. Well, the answer to that mystery was we weren't there very long at all. We literally got into Nottingham, did a very brief lap, literally minutes. It was cold, it was rainy. All the plans we had to take him on the wheel and go and explore the little winter wonderland and stuff they'd got going on there. They had a whole Christmas market thing going on, Christmas tree, loads of nice lights, food places. There was some really amazing smelling German hot dogs, and there was this place that just did loads of different flavors of chips, and we literally raced past all of it. We just did a very, very quick lap where he, as you saw in the clips, was just charging off ahead of us, hood up, pulled tightly around his head, was not interested in it at all. So that plan kind of got derailed by the weather, unfortunately. Makes me wish I'd recorded a little bit more on Friday night, but I'd already planned that I was going to combine the two of them into one video, and now it's a really short video because of the weather. But I do have some exciting news to end the vlog with. If you follow me on Twitter or follow Anna on Instagram or Twitter, you'll already know about this, but the really exciting news we've got for you to finish off this video is that after months of prep, and I'm talking 6 months of prep, weeks of working together with Andy's school, asking the social worker for help and the doctors for help and not really getting anywhere with them, but the school have been fantastic about this. We worked on a social story. I'll put some examples of the social story on screen now. But yeah, after weeks of working with them, months of preparation, we just took the plunge and booked Andy in for a walk-in COVID vaccination centre. No special consideration made. No autism specialist nurse. They didn't know he was autistic when we booked it. We just booked our nearest centre because it's literally all we could do. The school aren't able to vaccinate anyone over the age of 15. And we just, like I said, 6 months of banging our head against a brick wall with social services, with the NHS, trying to get anybody in our local area to sort something out to help Andy through it. And ultimately, we weren't able to do it. So he really wants to go to Disneyland. He asks every day to go to Disneyland. It's getting on for 2 years now from when he knew he was going, and then the rug got put. In fact, it's not. It's like a year and a half. Well, I suppose that is getting on for 2 years. It was May 2020. We were already booked. He knew we were going, and the rug got pulled out from under him, and he didn't get to go. And he's asked every single day since then, and it's getting more and more intense as time goes on. He is desperate more than anything to go back to Disneyland. So we figured, let's use that. Let's just explain it to him. Trust him to make a decision off the back of having all the information. So we sat him down about a month ago and said that if he wants to go to Disneyland, he has to have an injection first. And his immediate reaction was no. But then we tried it a few more times and we started working through the social story with school, and ultimately got to the point a couple of weeks ago where he was starting to agree, injection first, then Disneyland. So from there, we booked it. Still not really sure how it was going to go when we got there, but it was booked for this morning. We took him along. There was a few little wobbles on the way in. Firstly, when we got there, they said they didn't have any first doses of the vaccine. They only had booster shots, and we had to send them back and say, no, we really have got this booked as a first dose. Please, can you just go and check? And they went off and checked, and it was confirmed that they did have him booked in. They did have his vaccine there, but by this point, he'd been waiting about 5 minutes and wasn't very happy. But the doctor who came over was absolutely fantastic. Just explained straight away that he was autistic. He didn't want to have it done. He didn't really communicate very well and didn't want to cooperate. And the guy was just brilliant. He showed him the syringe, talked him through what he was going to do. First time he went for him, Andy just dropped to the floor the way he does. But the doctor said, well, shall I do it while you're on the floor? So we all got down onto the floor. He tried again, and Andy kind of pulled away. And we thought, well, that's it then. We tried. There's not much more we can do if we can't get any specialist support. But just as like a Hail Mary thing, right at the end, we just said, right, Andy, if you don't have this done, you can't go to Disneyland. You've got to have this and then another one in a couple of months' time, and then we can go to Disneyland in May. That's what we're targeting again. And he was just right, pulled his sleeve up, got up, did Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland. And I had to sort of hold his offhand away because he was all right keeping that arm straight, the one that the injection was going into, but he kept trying to pull it. But the doctor got the needle in. He wriggled a little bit, so he let go of the needle. The needle was there hanging out of his arm for a second. I just slowly pulled Andy's hand away and said, come on, you want to go to Disneyland? You're nearly there now. And he just let the doctor squirt him in. And then round of applause erupted around us. It was brilliant. There was obviously, with all the noise and fuss that had been made, it built up a little bit of an audience, but he loved the fact that he got a big round of applause. And then we took him to McDonald's afterwards as a reward. And festive pies are back at McDonald's, which if you don't know what a festive pie is, it's the best thing they do at McDonald's. It's half mincemeat, half custard inside the apple pie, weird pastry. It's not even pastry, weird pie casing that they do at McDonald's. Best thing that's ever been on the McDonald's menu. And I went and had one of those afterwards and we celebrated. So he is vaccinated, dose 1 of the vaccine. That's still not enough for us to be able to travel internationally. He needs to wait 8 weeks now, they've said, for his second dose. So it's an 8-week wait, which takes us to roughly the end of January. He can then have his second dose. And then I think it's, depending on where I read it, it's either a 2 or a 4-week wait after his second dose. And then we can travel. But as of December, the rules also seem to be, he, in addition to being fully vaccinated, needs a negative test. And we've still never managed to test him. So we're not quite over all of the hurdles yet, but he knows he's got another jab in a couple of months' time. He knows that he has to have that in order to go to Disney, and he now knows it's not too bad. Touch wood, he's not had any of the side effects yet, so hopefully he'll avoid it hitting him too hard like it does some people. And yeah, we are getting closer and closer to giving him the thing that he wants more than any other thing in the world, which is awesome. If that's not worth a thumbs up on the video, I don't know what is. We'll leave it there for today. We have got a couple of other bits and bobs planned for the next week or so, but as with what you've seen on this video, a lot of it is going to be weather dependent. So the weather is pretty rough around our way at the moment. So we'll show you what we can when we've got something to show you. And we'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching, folks.